are on the menu today, and I'm so excited because they're in the color beige. I cannot even explain to you how long I've wanted these shoes. These speed sneaks from Balenciaga are definitely like a very unique shoe. They're kind of like the sock sneakers is what people call them. They're comfortable, they're airy, they're breathable, and they're so easy to put on. They're just like a very versatile pair of shoes that I feel like, in my opinion, is great for athleisure and the gym, which is exactly what I will be using these shoes for. I have them in black, and honestly, I have not caved in and actually like wore them in a rugged environment yet, such as a gym, but this is what I'm gonna start doing, honestly, because I like to kind of like curate a good gym fit these days. Now that I'm at the gym like basically 6 to 7 days a week, might as well, you know, have fun with your gym fit. Here in the closet, I have the Balenciaga Speed 2.0 sneaks in beige from UASHOE. If you're not familiar with them, let me fill you in. This is actually my first time working with this brand, and they have such a great collection of sneakers and luxury goods and everyday type of shoes, and I'm so excited to be checking these out because the moment that I saw these shoes on their site, I was like, all right, now's the time. This is faith. I'm gonna get these sneaks and do a UASHOE experience / Balenciaga and have a deep dive moment. So if you're interested, grab yourself a snack, perhaps a drink, and keep on watching. Typically I start off these videos with a little OOTD, but today's fit is honestly super simple. I just have on a gray Hanes tank, these Instarumen really long shorts. They're like kind of waffly, and yeah, that's honestly it. The jewelry is jewel ring, and I'm wearing a little Yanks hat going on. I also have my Balenciaga like city bag in beige to kind of like, you know, coincide with these earth tones we're gonna be repping today. But let me get this unboxed. By the way, UASHOE actually sent these within about, I'd say 7 to 10 business days. I received them upon the order, which is a pretty nice turnaround amount of time. And it looks like on the inside we have a Balenciaga shoebox, which I love. These look great in the closet, so we gotta appreciate the presentation. Very nice. And there's a little sneak peek here as well of these sneaks. Let's go ahead, see what's on the inside. All right, actually, first and foremost, looks like we have a gift from me to you. So if you use code George, you'll score yourself $15 off your purchase. That is their website, uashoe.ru, and all their information, which of course I will have listed in the description box down below. So you could also catch it there. And we got a Balenciaga dust bag. Very cool for traveling. Sneaks. I also like to use this as a gym bag as well, so there's that part. And we have Balenciaga tissue paper. Very cool. Love that. And of course, the buttes themselves right there, but I see a little authenticity booklet as well. Very cool. Oh my gosh. They look even better in person than I was expecting. I absolutely love. They look massive. I gotta say it's 44, which is the US men's 10, so I'm praying that they fit, but let's do a deep dive here. We're gonna check out every angle on the angle. Balenciaga Speed 2.0 sneaks in beige. These are such a unique and kind of like not a type of shoe for everyone. I understand that. They're very weird, they're quirky, they look like socks attached to, you know, a heel, but I just so happen to appreciate them. So we're gonna kick off this little review with the exterior profile right there. I mean, this is definitely the moneymaker. It says Balenciaga right there. There's only 2 spots on here that actually say branding, which is pretty cool. I noticed that this is white versus on Balenciaga's website, they have it in black, embossed, so it's a little different, but I actually like the white, not gonna lie. It's gonna like match a lot more. So we have a very chunky back of the shoe going on. This like giant beak right here is crazy. This shade of beige is absolutely perfect. I wish it wasn't my skin tone, to be honest with you. This is just such a nice, warm, gorgeous color. I love it so much. This is gonna match literally like my entire wardrobe at the moment, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, the exterior profile is just gorgeous. and the inner is basically the exact same. There's no difference going on whatsoever. It's very just like in sync with the exterior. Only difference is there's no branding, obviously, on the side. No problem with that, because who looks there anyway? You know what I mean? Moving on to the front of the shoe, I mean, it's just, you know, it's given sock. Basically, Balenciaga actually does have a rendition of these shoes, a style that has like the sock band on top, and they're really cool. I love those. So they're next on the speed journey. But front's pretty cool. Actually, you know what? I lied. It does say Balenciaga right there, right in the nose of the shoe. So that's cool. I didn't catch that because everything is like very monochromatic, and this is just embossed right there. So that's pretty cool. The back is massive. So I wouldn't recommend running in these. You know, I don't think that's a good idea, so I'm not promoting that. But I will be wearing them to the gym on days where I do exercises that don't require, you know, me to kick out my feet or anything of that nature. So there's that part. Back of the shoe is just, I mean, it's really cool. It's big. That beak right there is what's making me like second guess, like, okay, it's probably not a good idea to run in these. So Gorge, I don't want to like, you know, drag this review out too much because honestly, like, they're very just like simple shoes. That's the bottom. If you want to catch the bottom right there, looks like they would have a great grip. The inside is, well, I mean, that's the inside. There's really not much going on there aside from some stuffing. But I'll tell you what, I'm ready to try these on, so let's give them a go. No, obviously you're gonna want to wear like short socks in these. You don't want to just like go barefoot. That's kind of disgusting. Ooh, they feel very nice, I'll tell you that. Oh, what a cool looking pair of shoes. Do we see how sick these are? Like, they would look weird if you had like socks sticking out, so I definitely don't think I'll be doing that. They are kind of wide, so there's that. Look how cool they are. Okay, all right. I love. And this is what they look like down below, so you can get an up close and personal look. Very, very cool. They're like futuristic, you know what I mean? Like, they just kind of give modern vibes. And that's something that I kind of like appreciate about these. Like, they're very unique. I know a lot of companies are trying to do the sock shoe type of style, but Balenciaga is, in my opinion, like the trailblazer. And of course, we have an aerial view of the shoes. That's what they look like from up here. Very sick. And you know, you can actually make out the Balenciaga on the tip more so than I thought you would. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, they're ultimately a very good looking pair of sneaks. I hope they don't look too like Flintstone-y on me, like big, but overall, I love them. All right, guys, that is a wrap for this UASHOE x Balenciaga experience, and I'm so happy with how this came together. Honestly, these shoes are beautiful. They're beyond my expectations. The whole presentation, delivery, the quality of the shoe, everything is beyond. So UASHOE, honestly, you outdid yourself. These are phenomenal. I cannot wait to add them to my Balenciaga collection and curate some gym fits featuring these. So this is super exciting. If you have not checked them out yet, do yourself a favor. Again, all the information is down below. UASHOE killed it. And while you're here, give me a thumbs up for this video. I definitely appreciate that very much. Helps out the algorithm and also my channel. And if you're not already as well, subscribe. I would love your company. Click the notification bell because that's going to notify you when I upload new content. So if you want to stay in touch, that's an amazing way, as well as my Instagram at @georgeschirra, where you can catch me on Insta. My socials like TikTok and stuff are down below as well, so you can catch me elsewhere. But until next time, and as always, say thanks, give compliments, and think positive. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.